Hello guys, this is Dr. Lior Bar-El, and today we're going to be going over the Note 10. That's right, people. I know I have made a video that tells you, do not get this. Oh god, if I could get this in focus ever. Right here. And we're actually filming with it right now, and I'm going to show you guys a lot of things right after this. Okay guys, so first we're gonna do an unboxing, but I'm not gonna show you the actual phone. You guys could see that plenty, anywhere, but I'm gonna give you the truth about this baby. So it comes with a pamphlet, comes with a bunch of crap right here. For those guys that are wondering if it comes with earphones, yes it does. I know a lot of you guys were worried about that and were telling me about if it comes with earphones or not. It comes with an adapter right here. It comes with extra earpieces for these earphones. Okay, so what we do know is, I'm first going to say this right off the bat. In the original video, I did tell you guys not to get this, and I stand by this, and I'm going to tell you guys exactly why. So first off, the thing that really pissed me off the most, we knew this was going to happen at some point, but, Samsung made fun of Apple for this, and they were slamming them for it, and all kinds of crap. Now Samsung literally erased every video off YouTube that were making fun of Apple, because guess what? They did the same. So now they have a USB-C input, and they're giving you the same earphones that they gave you before, the AKG, which I gotta tell you are amazing. And I'm gonna say this, even though I don't think they mentioned this, it's noise canceling as it was in the first one. So this is pretty freaking cool. I personally am not a fan of noise canceling. I like to hear what the hell's on the outside. I want to, I live in New York. You need to do what you need to do. But again, it depends what you guys want. But it goes through a USB C adapter. Now, you could get an adapter, which I actually got, and I'm going to be doing a review for that as well. Hopefully it's good, where you could put a jack in and you could charge your phone at the same time, but it looks ridiculous on the phone. It's like it sticks out like a penis. I don't know what to tell you. Like it's like a sack of nuts, like hanging out from your phone. It's ridiculous, y'all, and it's just so stupid that they did that. I think they could have, done it better, but then again, they gave it stereo speakers. They made it a little bit bigger. I think, to be honest, they could have fit it in there. I don't know why they didn't. But now, here's the thing. I'm going to go and show you right now so you guys could see exactly the comparisons of every little thing that was going through this phone. So I did videos. I did pictures. Hopefully that ran well. I'm going to be attaching it right now to the computer and pulling it out and talking to you about what it exactly does well and what it doesn't do well, and we'll get right into then the final decision on why I still am standing by the I don't recommend you buying it thing. Now I had a Note 8, so to jump into the Note 10, I personally did not want to buy this. My wife got it for me for my birthday, and I'm gonna say this because my birthday is on September 9th, so she got it for me for my birthday. She put the down payment, but here's the thing. What you guys got to know is right now they have a sale, a buy one, get one. So at $500 each, hell yeah, I recommend it. Especially if you could get extra money off. Some stores, I know mom and pop shops, they can take a trade. So they'll knock off, I think they get for the Note 8, $86. They don't give you crap for it. But then you peel it off and you start to peel phones. So she gave her phone, I gave my old phone. So together we got it really cheap for about like $400 a piece. I think it came out to like $400 each, which is like a no-brainer. You would definitely go for that. So definitely at that price, I recommend it. Not at $1,300, $1,100. I saw it $1,300, and some guy was telling me in Europe or something like that. I don't know, wherever. But definitely I don't recommend that, and definitely I don't recommend anything over the $700 mark. I just think that's ridiculous, especially when the Note series were the ones that pioneered the we give you so much and we're giving you, and we're going to do it for cheaper than the iPhone. Right now, they're kind of head-to-head, but let's go right into it. So, guys, right here, so this is a classic thing to show you also. when you're not taking your time, how your shots will come out. Now, this is not a real depth of field, obviously DSLR. This is faking a depth of field. Now, I don't know if this is computations or anything like that, but as a professional photographer, how this thing looks to me, it looks to me like there's just a vignette of a blur, and if you don't get it correctly and you don't spend your time on it, it's going to come out really crappy. So as you can see, everything looks good except the top. If you can see everything that goes within that plane, all the way in the back on top of where the garbage can is, you could clearly see some of the people are in focus while the other one looks like a smudged blur. Now obviously you could fix this in Photoshop and you'd be fine with that, but this is what I'm talking about when you have to spend your time taking pictures. Now I told you guys the same thing on the Note 8, so there's no difference even 2 generations later. There's no real difference in terms of faking that depth of field. They didn't really change much because it kind of looks exactly the same as in the Note 8, where you have to really be careful, plan your shots, be extremely stable, and you'll get a good shot. I mean, I'm going to tell you, I did headshots for some people who it perfectly passed, printed, and it looked great, and they got hired on a lot of shoots, whether they be models, whether they be actors. They got, background roles, they got under fives, they did modeling work, doing pictures from a cell phone. So it is really important to be appreciative about how technology works today, how amazing it is, but at the same time, you need to know we're not there yet. So take your time, plan out your shots very carefully, and you're going to get wonderful shots, and you're going to see right now. So let's go to the next one. So right here is a classic case of planning out a shot. This is in Duffy Square. You're going to see this statue if you're ever in Times Square, New York. And you're going to see everything looks beautiful. Everything is blurry, pixel to pixel, perfection. Okay, and the thing that I love about this camera is it shoots like a film camera. Okay, so like in video, I always in video, to give it a filmic look, especially like a Kodak look, I like to crush the blacks and raise the highlights, the whites, right? So this is exactly what it is right here. You could clearly see the crushing of the shadows, the blacks right there, and the rising of the whites, the highlights, and it's just a natural look, a natural color. Now, of course, you could control that. If you guys go into the pro setting, you could actually do it like more like a log file, a very flat look, and then in post-production, in post, you could actually change the color. So this is very, very nice, and a classic case of how good it could be when you plan out your shots. Here, I really took my time, pressed where I wanted to focus, and look how beautiful it came out. Everything's in focus. Whatever is in front of you in the background, you can clearly see everything's out of focus. I love how you could see on the right-hand side, a little bit of the blur right there, a blurry Phantom of the Opera mask. You know what it is. Everything looks really good. I really love even Coca-Cola. It's not as blurred, so you kind of know the Phantom of the Opera is even more back. So the depth and perception, depth of field looks really authentic, really real, as you would get in a DSLR. So kudos to that. If you look underneath the sleeve, now if you're going, you're really trying to look for something, you'll see underneath the sleeve where he's holding the cane, where the sleeve is, it starts to kind of fall apart with the focus. Okay, so you got to see what's going on, and you can clearly see that that's a little bit, there's spots where it is in focus. Again, you could correct it in Photoshop. It's not a problem, but you need to be mindful of what you're doing when you're there taking the pictures, and whatever you do afterwards in post-production, you could, fix up your pictures, but this looks extremely nice. It looks really well. Let's go to the next one. So right here, I wanted to show you guys another example. So, right there, took the picture, and you could clearly see where the right eye is. In the bottom, you could see focus on the building. There's a little bar that has focus on it. And also where the shoulders are, if you look over the wing or whatever the heck that thing was, the black area, you see that those windows are in focus. Again, could be corrected in Photoshop, but this is what I mean by really taking your time. Now in Times Square, it's really hard to do that. That's so many people. It was the summer. It is the summer. It's not was. I mean, I'm filming in the now. it is loaded with people, and it's just hard. I couldn't take, obviously, a tripod. If you have a tripod, you're going to get perfection, like really good results. If you're doing it handheld and you're in a hurry, if you could stand there with your hands, you'll be fine. But if you're doing it handheld and in a hurry, you might want to check out you might want to plan out things a little bit differently. Okay, so let's go to the next one. So here's another shot, and you could clearly see him in focus, really nice and really sharp. But again, where the neck area is and where above the black area on the shoulder, really in focus. You could see it there. This I actually did it purposely because I wanted to show you exactly how screwed up this thing could be if you were to rush it. And in the bottom right there, you're already seeing focus as well. On the bottom right, you're going to see, more closer to the statue. That's in focus as well. So again, plan out your shots. Be very careful how you're shooting. And if anything, you could always correct it in post. But if you look over the building, okay, you could see there's a building on the left, the upper left, and it almost looks like the light completely cut it out. Okay, this is a problem when you use this distortion. A lot of people have reported this issue. Again, could be fixed in Photoshop through, stamping or whatever you want to do, and it'll work fine. But this is exactly what I'm talking about. This is why you have to plan your shots. Make sure it looks good in your picture. If not, take it again and again and again till you get good results. Let's go to the next one. So this right here is perfection. I love it. This is a wide angle lens look-alike. I mean, if you look at it even on the left hand, it's kind of warped. So it is like a wide lens. It really, does a perfect job, especially for Wi-Fi. If you guys are doing Wi-Fis, and, they even have live focus Wi-Fi, which is pretty cool. And also live focus on video now, forward and, self camera for Wi-Fi. So it's really good, and I'm really happy they have the wide angle so you could take shots in tight corners. Also, if you're doing it on, it's very important, especially if you're going on a 3-axis gimbal. So I'm going to show you how that operates on handheld when you're doing, walking shots and stuff like that. It's very important to know that you need a wide angle lens every time you use a 3-axis gimbal in general. So you never could do that traditionally in phones and stuff. So now the fact that you could do that, it opens you up to more technology. So let's go to the next one right now. Right here, look how beautiful this is. This is the mid camera, which is like the normal camera, normal lens, whatever. And you're going to see that it looks really, really nice. In fact, you could see the bottom got kind of blurred out, blurry a little, and you see the statue is clearly in focus. Looks really beautiful. You could see clearly all the detail. You even could go, forward, and you could see it really nice. Some of the areas were a little bit blurred out. So, with the live focus, just be careful how you use it. That's the important thing. Otherwise, you're going to get clear shots if you just use regular camera. But this is something that looks really, really nice. And, something, I feel great that we could go now to trips and not have to use, bring cameras, big bulky cameras. You could just take your cell phone, you're good to go. Let's go to the next one. Now this, guys, is the beauty which I'm talking about. Okay? So, any camera that you use digital zoom, okay, I'm not talking about optical zoom because optical zoom is perfect. Digital zoom, if you use it on any camera, it's going to look like crap. Okay, this is 5 times digital zoom. And look how freaking gorgeous this looks. Now, granted, yes, there's some blurry parts to it a little bit on the edges. Not a problem. This is a totally usable image, and I guarantee you will not find this in any DSLR that has that kind of function to do digital zoom. It will not look anywhere as good as this. This is great, and it's right out of a cell phone. If you're taking pictures of the Statue of Liberty, you don't have, I recommend always taking a DSLR if you're doing pro work, obviously. But I do a lot of things with textures. I like taking pictures of rocks, of all kinds of things, because I could use it in my 3D worlds and stuff like that in my visual effects. And the number one thing that I always realize is the best thing to do is to always, take your camera anywhere you go. Now I don't have to do that anymore. I could take it with my cell phone if I don't have, you know, even though I recommend for professional use to use it with DSLRs, now you have the freedom of using your cell phone anywhere you go if you happen to not have it. So that's something really cool and something to think about. Let's go to the next one. Okay, guys, so here I was in Nintendo World. If you're ever in Times Square, you could charge your phone. You have to bring your own charger and plug in, but you plug it into his barrel. He has like a lot of inputs, so you just charge your phone, do whatever you guys want to do. It looks pretty cool, but as you can see, blurry in the background, but if you look below him, it's in focus. But to be fair, it was kind of moved a little bit, so it was closer to that background area, so that's why you didn't get much of a blur. So everything looks kind of cool. I did this really quick, just clicked and out because there was like 1 million people online waiting to take pictures with him. So let's go to the next one. So here we go, close-up shot of him towards his face on the side. You can see the right-hand side, everything is blurred out nicely. The background on the left-hand side, everything looks blurred except to the top left, where you see it's kind of in focus. Again, you need to plan this really, you know, you can't do this really on the fly. It's really hard to do it. I wanted to give you guys, you know, I know how to shoot with this thing because I've done it for so many years and all the Note series that had it. So obviously on Note 8, I showed you guys some beautiful pictures, but you don't do that. You know, a lot of people are like, oh, you could just take a picture. All these paid-for idiots that tell you that. That's not true. You got to really plan it out. You got to stand still. You got to, you know how to take pictures with this thing, and you're going to find yourself taking a few pictures before you get a real good one, a winner. Okay, because you don't want to go in post-production and start blurring the hell out of things, and you might not know what you're doing. You might make it look too fake. You want to get it right out of the camera and do as little post-work as possible. Looks pretty cool. Let me know what you guys think about that one. So as you can see, guys, right here, the pole is right there. This is a beautifully planned shot. Look at the detail in the pole. This is right outside of the Nintendo World. You could clearly see how beautiful this damn thing looks. The detail is all there. It's perfectly you know, blurry in the background, so you could clearly see the foreground right here, and everything in the background is like blurry. It looks really good. This actually is a perfect replica of a DSLR. When I shoot, usually this is what I get because I plan my shots out. I stand still. It's just tough in New York, you know, because you have constant people running and walking. It becomes really hard to pull off. So this thing is pretty cool. It does a great job here, and you could, you know, you could clearly see what happens when you take your time. It produces great results, like I told you, with headshots and stuff like that. So let's go into the next one. So right here, this is in night mode, okay? So I wanted to show you guys in night mode how the pictures actually look. And you know what? It's not bad. I mean, it almost looks like there's light out here. But, you know, obviously you're not going to produce the best results like you have when there's light. But it is good to know that you can get some usable images, you know, out of it. So let's go into the next one here. And you could see this is, I use live focus, okay, in the night, which is probably a very stupid thing to do. But look, this is pretty usable, okay? You see the P is in focus. You could read the numbers clearly, even in the dim parts in the bottom. You could even read all the way where it crushes the black. You could still read that it says parking. A little bit tough, but, you know, it is what it is. Kind of blurs out the background just a little bit. So it looks pretty usable, looks pretty cool, I would say. You know, it is what it is. Let's go to the next one. So as you can see, this is in night mode. Not bad, huh? Pretty cool. It doesn't work in pictures, obviously. So right here, you can see I'm videoing myself with a selfie. You saw how sometimes they get in focus. You see, look at that, how they get in focus. This does not look good. So you got to plan your shots when you're moving it especially. Look at that, not good. So this is regular mode. I mean, the camera looks really nice, really cool, nothing to say about it, just like any other camera. Now here we go, guys. Here's the beaut. 5x digital zoom. No camera could produce this kind of quality. And look how beautiful this video looks. Digital zoom 5x. Okay, guys, so we're using super steady mode. It's kind of like very cloudy out there. It's late. in summer, so we're almost approaching like about 7 o'clock. So let's see how the heck this is on steady. Super steady, as they call it. Now we're going up the stairs. Like I showed you before when I did with the Ronin and the 3 axis gimbals. The other ones. So this is super steady. We're going to see how this is. So this is one round with super steady. Now we're going to make turns as well. Okay, so we're going to walk and we're going to make a turn. Then we're going to do a run. Okay, and we're going to see how the heck this thing operates. Now this is just handheld, so we're going to see how this is. I'm not expecting a 3-axis gimbal type thing, but I am looking for stability. So I always like doing it in these narrow places because you could truly see if the damn thing shakes or not just by looking at the sides, the barrels, and all that stuff. So we're seeing how this is, and now we're going to do the run all the way up the stairs here, and we're going to run now down. Kind of loses focus here, and now we're gonna do the unsteady. So now super steady off, so I'm already noticing a little bit of a shake here. I'm actually trying to be more careful with this, to be honest with you. So I'm actually trying harder not for it to shake. But we'll see. It's funny, with a camera I can do a better job. This, I think, because it doesn't weigh anything, it shakes like crazy. So here we go with the turn. I think when you hold 2 hands and you kind of stretch your hand, each one in the opposite direction, you get more steadier shots, if that makes any sense. Now obviously when I'm doing this, I'm doing it at super wide, as you can see. Now there's a reason behind that, because when you use it on a 3-axis gimbal, you always put a wide angle lens in there. It actually is better for steadiness. So if you're using it on close-up, you'll obviously shake even more. So now we're going to do a run-up on that. So let's see how the heck we're going to do this. Yeah, there's a big shake on this. So you can clearly see there's something going on here. Yeah, there's definitely an issue with that when you're doing it without the steady. Okay guys, so using the 3D scan software which you download from the Galaxy Store, I had to scan my friend. So like I told you guys, this isn't perfect. So just make sure that you go around him around the Talon perfectly. And when you focus on everything and you walk around him, you're going to see, if as long as you do it, perfectly there and the lighting is perfect, you're going to get it perfectly done, as you can see right here. Now the top obviously is not going to come out well, but you never really put in the hair like that unless you want to do like crowd manipulation and stuff like that, which you really don't need the top anyway. But you can try to go like this around here and you'll see that it works. Then what you do is you click the save button, and then right afterwards you hit the share button, okay? And then you just send it to yourself in an email, and then you're going to get the OBJ file, in which then you could put it right into your computer just like this. And so guys, this I did of my friend King, and I did a great job on this one actually. I really took my time. It was in the train station, so the lights were really ample, and it just did a great job, as you can see clearly. It did a great job. And this right here is ready really for 3D printing. Obviously, you're going to have to paint afterwards. But I would recommend still taking it to ZBrush, as it has its indentations. You can clearly see it. But still, to make them a little bit more depth into it. I found out that it's better to tell your talent to open their eyes when they do this and try not to blink. Because as you can see, when they close it, it doesn't do a good job. But when it's open, it has the proper indentations. And you could even go deeper with that using ZBrush or Mesh Mixer, which is free. So anyways, that's all I got to say about that. So right now, this is how it is. Look at me. When you're filming straight, you plan out your shots. If my wife came back behind me, you'd see her in focus, and it kind of ruined the entire illusion. But otherwise, it looks pretty freaking cool when you have it like this. I think it's a great camera if you know how to use it. And what do I think about this baby right here? Very simple. Like I said before, if you had the S10, I wouldn't recommend an upgrade. If you have the S10 Plus, I would not recommend an upgrade at all to the Note 10 or Note 10 Plus. I don't think it's worth it right now. In fact, you're not getting any headphone jack out of it, so I think you should wait for the Note 11. Hopefully, they'll bring it back. If not, whatever, but at least, you know, it'll be worth it to you. But if you have the S10 and S10 Plus, there's really no reason to get this phone. Okay, especially at a full price. Now, my wife, she got it at, you know, buy one, get one. So it comes out really worth it. It, you know, instead of spending $1,300 or $1,100, depends where you are in the States or countries or whatever. I know some guy told me it was like $1,800 where he's from, in a different country. I would never pay for a phone that much, especially not this phone right now at the way it is. I think it needs a lot of updates to correct some things. I do have some drop things when I'm doing pictures or filming. Sometimes it just drops it. I haven't gotten any drop frames, but it drops. It just kind of goes out and goes right into the home screen, which that kind of pisses me off, especially if you're grabbing something that is like, oh my god, I gotta get it, you know, something like that. And especially in Times Square, when you have actors or something walking around, you want to kind of take a quick, you know, grab of it. I saw Jake Gyllenhaal the other day. I literally yelled at him, Mysterio! He looked back. I would have loved to take a picture of that. But if, let's say, something went wrong and it would take you out, that kind of sucks. Now, I do think that it has to do probably something with the memory. So I'm not going to totally blame that, you know, the phone on that, because I'm using the memory from my old, you know, Note 4, and it was used perfectly on the Note 8, and now I'm using it on here. I'm getting a new memory card. Should come to me any day right now, but everything looks good. The 4K, it shoots 4K on everything. But I am going to tell you this. There's a caveat. If you're using live focus video, it will not shoot at all. Even though it says 4K, it will not shoot at all at 4K. It just delivers HD. That's it. I'm letting you guys know right off the bat. All these paid-for idiots that told you otherwise, because I heard them, it does not do 4K on live video. When you're doing a selfie, you'll clearly see that. It'll show up right away, and you'll see it right away that when you drag it to your After Effects, it's just full HD. It's just an HD image, and that really, really stinks. So now, you know, I showed you guys how it kind of looks. The 3D, the one where it captures you for 3D printing. You guys know I'm a big 3D printing guy. I do a lot of videos on that as well, showing you guys how to build a 3D printer, how to make 3D prints, all kinds of cool things like that. Check out my Instagram. You'll see tons of things that I'm working on, especially for prizes and stuff like that. I loved it, but again, you got to really plan it out. The thing is not perfect. I have a professional one. Well, I'm going to say a consumer version that was expensive, and of course, it's not going to operate like those pro ones that you're paying $5,000, $10,000, or $20,000, $30,000 for. So you're going to need some light. You're going to need a lot of freaking light, a lot of light to pump in to that image, to the person, to the talent, to take the shot. Now, I was trying to do it to an Amiibo. It does not work, no matter what you do. I don't know, maybe you guys are better than me in that. You could probably pull it off. It just does not work. It always fails. So I did it on my friend. I had him standing in the middle right there. I did the whole thing. I was shooting. I did it on my mom, as I showed you guys. Everything looks really cool. It imports to the 3D, you know, to your 3D slicer, and you could clearly see that it does a great job. Of course, you're gonna need to clean it up. With any type of consumer scanner, 3D scanner, you're going to need to use ZBrush. You're going to need to use even, they have this one, I forgot what it was called. I use it very rarely, but I use usually Maya or 3D Max. But you could use Autodesk Mesh Mixer. It's free. You could kind of sculpt things doing that. And clean up your image a little bit, you know, your talent a little bit, your model, and kind of fix all the things that you need to fix in that. And you guys are going to absolutely love it, especially the results that you're going to get from it. Because I know people, friends of mine that have done that, and I am in the future going to show you some printouts of that. You know, obviously you have to paint it, you have to, you know, I'm not that good in doing human tones yet, but I will work on it. I've done things like more like ghouls, like Pyramid Head here, or anything like that. So it's a little bit different, but, you know, it is what it is. But I'm going to try to do a printout for you guys, but I've seen people that print it out, and they got some pretty good results. Again, you got to light it up really well. You got to walk really steady around your character, you know, the person, the talent, and try to get a good image. But you're going to need a bigger thing than even this. Because even this, my fish food, tiny as it is, as you can see, did not scan well at all. So that's just something to think about. Let me just see this for testing right here, because we're using that this camera here. So see, let's see here. Let me see how this comes out. So you need to really plan this out. And look, it still does not replicate well. Doesn't matter. It is what it is, right? So anyways, kind of looks good in the back of me. You kind of see it blurry. But look, I go like this with my hands. Look at that thing in the back there, that LED light that's not on. Look how it goes in focus in seconds, even though it's in the background. Look at that. See that? Look at this. It's like a vignette in a way that is, I don't know, it's trying to do some computations, but you see, it is what it is. I don't care what any of these idiots tell you. I'm doing real reviews so you guys could see, you could clearly see. It did work pretty well for the extra steady cam when you're moving it. So to put that on while you have it, obviously it's going to degrade your footage unless you have it on a 3-axis gimbal and you enable that. It's going to look really nice than you not having that, and you know, you have to be extra careful. So it is really cool. I think it's a good phone. If you do the buy one get one, it's definitely worth it. I'm coming from the Note 8, so my wife bought this for me for my birthday, which is in September 9th. So you know, the fact that she did that, you know, I have it in my hands, and you know, I'm still gonna say, if you have the S10 or S10 Plus, don't bother upgrading. If you even have the Note 8, to be honest with you, even though I'm happy with the add-ons like the video and stuff like that, that they have live video focus, if that's not an issue, don't bother upgrading. To be honest, I would have waited for the 11. I am happy I got it. I'm really happy if she's seeing this, that she doesn't regret it. But you know, with the trade-ins and everything, if it comes out to about $450, $500, whatever, it's really cheap to buy, you know, find somebody to do it with you, and it'll come out to like $500 or whatever each, which is nothing. It's totally worth it. It makes it, you know, totally worth it. I don't like that Samsung is doing what Apple is doing, not just with the headphone jack. Before, they pioneered this beautiful thing where, hey guys, look how much we're giving you. Apple's not giving you squat. And look, we have an S Pen. We have everything with the S Pen now. You could do air gestures. You could take pictures from far away with it. But again, they used to say we give you all that for cheap. Now they're kind of the same price as the iPhone, except here you could have memory, you know, upgrade up to 1 terabyte. So that's pretty good. That's something to think about, especially if you're doing videography, pictures and stuff. You want, I'm a big video. I video my puppy every time. One day I'll do a video with her. I'll show you guys, you know, who she is and everything. I hope it's not too late. I want you guys to see her when she's a tiny tyke. Probably another day. We'll do that on my Instagram or on this. But it's a good phone. I definitely, if you have an older model, or if you're thinking about upgrading to this right now for $500, it's a no-brainer. Let me put it on the focus here. It's a no-brainer to actually do this. Now, you see, it's very hard to focus on certain times. So unless you use the regular camera, then it'll be perfect. But that's what I'm talking about. It's a good phone to get right now if you're getting them at $500 each. And if you do a trade-in, you might get it even cheaper for like $400 or whatever. That'll be pretty freaking dope. Anyways, let me know what you guys think. I want to hear down below. As always, self-funded here. I don't get paid to tell you something is good when it's not. This is our channel, the people's channel. So I want to hear what you guys think so you can validate what I'm saying or say it's not valid and you do like the phone. I want to hear why. This phone is awesome. It's nice. It has a lot of problems right now that I would recommend that Samsung gets started on their updates right away. But other than that, everything is good. And for $500, I mean, who could complain, you know? So let me know what you guys think down below. As always, if you like what you see, do like this video, do subscribe, do hit that bell button, as I want this community to grow. Share it with anybody you know. I want this community to grow so we give people real information to make better informed decisions. Have a good one, y'all. Take care. Bye. As always, guys, if you like what you see, self-funded here, be sure to check out all my other stuff, from mini-series to unboxings to technology, you know, and Nintendo reviews and 3D printer reviews and all that good stuff. If you like what you see, the only way you can help the channel is by liking this video, subscribing, and hitting that bell button. As many more cool videos to come. Definitely want you guys in it, and I want you guys to be vocal. Definitely comment down below. I want to hear what you guys have to say. Have a good one, y'all. Take care. Bye.